The Galactic Council chamber was silent as the live transmission from Earth appeared in the center of the hall. Dozens of alien leaders watched the holographic screen with calm but amused expressions. On the screen stood Earth's first interstellar prototype ship. It was small, thin, and uneven in shape. Its metal surface looked rough, and its engines glowed with unstable light. Compared to the elegant silver warships of advanced civilizations, it looked weak and unfinished. A tall commander from the Zorvath Empire leaned back in his chair and let out a low laugh. "So this is humanity's great achievement," he said softly. Another council member shook her head. "They are still children playing with fire," she replied. The humans had asked for observers from the Galactic Council to witness this important moment. They wanted recognition. They wanted respect. But as the countdown began, the council members were not impressed. On Earth, thousands of humans stood behind safety barriers, watching their creation with hope in their eyes. In the main control room, engineers stared at their monitors, their hands slightly shaking. Dr. Elena Ward, the project leader, stood quietly in the center of the room. Her face showed no fear, only focus. 10 seconds to launch, the system announced. Outside, the prototype's engines started to burn brighter. The metal body vibrated as energy rushed through unstable circuits. Some alien observers exchanged quiet jokes. They had seen this before. Young species always believed they were ready. They never were. 3, 2, 1. The engines roared loudly. The ship slowly lifted from the launch platform. For a brief moment, it looked like humanity had succeeded. The crowd on Earth cheered loudly. But then the ship began to shake violently. Warning alarms screamed inside the control room. Red lights flashed across every screen. "Engine temperature rising," a technician shouted. "Stability failing," another voice added. On the Galactic Council screen, sparks exploded from the back of the prototype. The ship tilted dangerously to one side. Its engines flickered. And then, with a loud burst of light, the propulsion system failed. The prototype dropped back toward the launch pad in a controlled emergency fall. Thick smoke filled the air. The cheers turned into shocked silence. Inside the Galactic Council chamber, laughter echoed without restraint. The Zorvath commander smiled widely. "They are not ready for interstellar responsibility," he declared. Another leader pressed a button on her console. Earth status was updated in the Galactic database. Low threat level. Technologically immature. Not suitable for military partnership. The decision was made within seconds. Humanity had embarrassed itself in front of the galaxy. Back on Earth, emergency teams rushed to secure the damaged prototype. Reporters began spreading the news of failure. Many humans felt disappointed. Some felt angry. But inside the control room, Dr. Elena Ward remained completely calm. She looked at the destroyed engines on the large screen. Then she slowly removed her communication headset. Her assistant approached her carefully. "Doctor, the council is laughing at us," he said quietly. She gave a small, controlled smile. "Let them laugh," she answered softly. No one else in the room understood her calm reaction. They believed the project had truly failed. But deep beneath the launch facility, far below public view, something else was happening. Hidden systems activated silently. Encrypted signals moved through private human networks. A second countdown began in a place no alien scanner had detected. Dr. Ward looked toward the reinforced glass window. Her voice was almost a whisper. "Fine, we'll do it ourselves." Far beyond Earth's orbit, deep space sensors suddenly detected an unknown energy surge. It was massive. It was powerful. And it was not coming from the damaged prototype on the launch pad. Inside the Galactic Council chamber, warning symbols suddenly flashed red across every display. An automated system voice echoed through the hall. Unidentified human energy signature detected. Source unknown. Power output exceeding classified limits. The laughter stopped instantly. Council members stared at their screens in confusion. Then the emergency protocol activated across the entire chamber. Galactic Red Alert. For the first time, no one was laughing at humanity anymore. And this time, the Real launch had only just begun. The Galactic Council chamber was no longer calm. Red warning lights flashed across every floating screen. Alien officers rushed to their stations. The unknown energy signal was growing stronger. "It is coming from Earth's orbit," one analyst reported. "That is impossible," another replied quickly. "Their prototype just failed." But the data did not lie. The energy reading was far beyond the limits of the destroyed ship. Back on Earth, news channels were still showing the damaged prototype smoking on the launch platform. The public believed the mission was over. The world believed humanity had failed. But far below the launch site, nearly 3 kilometers underground, a hidden facility was fully active. Massive doors sealed shut. Security systems locked into place. Inside the underground chamber stood a ship unlike anything the Galactic Council had ever seen. It was larger, stronger, and perfectly balanced. Its surface was smooth and dark, absorbing light instead of reflecting it. There were no visible weapons. No open engine ports. No external weakness. This was not a prototype. This was the real project. Years earlier, when the Galactic Council offered to guide humanity, Earth's leaders had accepted publicly. They allowed alien observers to review their technology. They shared harmless research data. They acted inexperienced. But in secret, human engineers had grown uncomfortable with the Council's restrictions. The aliens controlled what humans could build. They decided which systems were allowed. They blocked advanced weapon research. They monitored every major experiment. Dr. Elena Ward had seen the pattern clearly. The galaxy did not want partners. It wanted control. So humanity made a quiet decision. If they were treated like children, they would pretend to be children. While the public prototype project continued under alien supervision, a second team worked in total secrecy. No alien technology was used. No galactic codes were followed. Human scientists built their own power core from scratch. They created an independent artificial intelligence without Council safety locks. They designed engines that did not match any known galactic system. The underground ship was named Vanguard. And now, Vanguard was waking up. Inside the hidden command center, Dr. Ward stood before a large transparent display. Energy levels climbed steadily upward. "Core stable," an engineer reported. "Navigation online," said another. "Galactic trackers are scanning Earth's orbit," someone warned. Dr. Ward nodded calmly. "They are watching the sky," she said softly. "Let them." High above the planet, alien surveillance ships focused their scanners on the broken prototype site. They searched for more signs of failure. They did not think to scan beneath the surface. Suddenly, deep underground, massive magnetic locks released with a heavy metallic sound. A circular launch tunnel opened toward the upper atmosphere. Vanguard slowly rose on a silent anti-gravity platform. No fire. No loud explosion. Only controlled power. As it reached the surface, the sky above Earth darkened for a brief moment. Energy waves rippled outward like invisible shockwaves. Galactic sensors screamed in response. Back in the Council chamber, fear replaced confusion. "The energy source has left the planet," an analyst shouted. "It is not the prototype," another voice added. "It is something else." Vanguard entered orbit within seconds. It did not struggle. It did not shake. It moved smoothly, like it had done this many times before. Then it disappeared from standard scanners completely. Not destroyed. Not damaged. Simply gone. A silence filled the Galactic Council hall. For the first time, they understood something dangerous. Humans had never truly failed. They had performed. And while the galaxy was laughing, humanity was preparing. Dr. Ward watched the main screen as Vanguard moved toward deep space coordinates. Coordinates that pointed directly toward a disputed border region controlled by a hostile alien faction. She folded her hands behind her back. "Send no message," she ordered calmly. "No warning." Above Earth, the stars looked peaceful. But far beyond the planet, something powerful was now moving through space. And the galaxy was no longer sure who was truly immature. Far from Earth, Near the outer border of human space, a hostile alien fleet moved slowly through the dark. They belonged to the Karthing Dominion, a powerful faction known for testing young civilizations. They had watched Earth's failed prototype broadcast. They believed humans were weak. They believed this was the perfect time to apply pressure. 5 massive warships entered the disputed zone. Their weapon systems were fully armed. Their commanders expected no resistance. Inside the lead flagship, the Karthing admiral stood tall and confident. "Send a warning to Earth," he ordered calmly. "Inform them this sector now belongs to the Dominion." A communication signal was transmitted toward human space. Back on Earth, the message was received in silence. Military officers looked toward Dr. Elena Ward. She studied the coordinates carefully. Her expression did not change. "Is Vanguard in position?" she asked quietly. "Yes, Doctor," an operator replied. "Cloaked and ready." In deep space, hidden beyond normal scanners, Vanguard waited without movement. Its dark surface blended with the emptiness around it. No heat signature. No sound. No visible energy trail. Inside the Karthing flagship, celebration had already begun. They believed humans would respond with panic or surrender. Suddenly, one of their scanners detected a brief distortion. A flicker in space. "Unknown object detected," a technician reported. The admiral frowned. "Identify it." Before the system could respond, Vanguard uncloaked. It appeared directly between the Karthing fleet and the borderline. It was larger than they expected. Its design was unfamiliar. No exposed weapons. No visible weak points. Just silent presence. The Karthing admiral laughed softly. "A single ship," he said with confidence. "Humans truly do not understand power." He raised his hand. "Target their engines." Energy cannons from the alien fleet charged at once. Bright beams of destructive light rushed toward Vanguard. But before impact, something impossible happened. The beams bent slightly, then dissolved into nothing. The human ship had not moved. It had not fired back. It simply absorbed the attack. Confusion spread across the alien bridge. "Shields are not visible," a technician whispered. "It is not using standard defense systems." Inside Vanguard, human officers remained calm. Their screens showed clear enemy lock patterns. "Permission to respond?" the tactical officer asked. Dr. Ward's voice came through the secure channel from Earth. "One strike," she said. "Controlled power only." Vanguard adjusted its position slightly. A single narrow beam of blue light formed at the center of its hull. No dramatic charge. No loud sound. Just focused energy. The beam fired in silence. It crossed the distance instantly. The Karthing flagship's shields collapsed in less than a second. Its engines shut down completely. Power across the ship failed at once. The massive warship drifted helplessly in space. The remaining 4 Karthing ships froze in shock. Their scanners showed no explosion damage. No destroyed hull. Just total system shutdown. The human strike had disabled without killing. The admiral stared at his darkened control panels. His confidence disappeared. "How?" he whispered. Vanguard did not fire again. It did not chase. It simply turned slowly toward the rest of the fleet. A silent warning. One of the remaining Karthing captains made a quick decision. "Retreat," he ordered urgently. Within seconds, the alien fleet jumped to faster than light travel, leaving their disabled flagship behind. Vanguard remained in position, watching. Back in the Galactic Council chamber, live battle data played across every screen. No one spoke. No one laughed. The same species they had labeled immature had just defeated a Dominion fleet with one controlled action. And they had done it alone. A council analyst finally broke the silence. "The humans did not escalate," he said slowly. "They demonstrated." In Earth's command center, quiet relief spread through the room. Dr. Ward looked at the drifting alien flagship on her screen. "Send them a tow route back to their territory," she ordered. "Let them return home." Her assistant looked surprised. "We are not claiming victory," he asked. She shook her head gently. "No," she replied. "We are sending a message." Far across the galaxy, emergency alerts updated once again. Humanity's classification changed. From low threat to strategic power. And this time, no one dared to laugh. The news of the battle spread across the galaxy faster than light. Every major system received the combat data. Every military command reviewed the footage again and again. A single human ship had stopped a Dominion fleet with one strike. No massive war. No destruction. Just perfect control. Inside the Galactic Council chamber, the atmosphere was heavy and tense. The same leaders who had laughed days ago now sat in complete silence. The large central screen showed Vanguard drifting calmly near the border zone. It was not attacking. It was not retreating. It was simply waiting. "This changes everything," one council member said quietly. "They built this without our guidance," another replied. "They built it without our permission," a third voice added. That fact disturbed them the most. For decades, the council had controlled technological growth of young species. They believed it kept the galaxy stable. They believed it prevented chaos. But humanity had worked outside the system. They had followed none of the standard military design codes. None of the AI limitations. None of the energy restrictions. Council scientists studied the recorded data from the battle. They tried to understand the human defense system. There were no visible shields. No standard power signature. The beam weapon did not match any known technology. "It does not make sense," a senior analyst admitted. "It is not evolution. It is innovation," another answered slowly. In different parts of the galaxy, powerful empires began preparing emergency plans. Some increased border patrols near human space. Some moved fleets farther away. Some tried to open diplomatic channels immediately. Fear does not always come from destruction. Sometimes it comes from potential. On Earth, global leaders gathered in a secure meeting room. They watched the galactic reactions carefully. Markets were unstable. News channels around the world debated humanity's new position. Some people celebrated the victory proudly. Some worried about possible retaliation. Dr. Elena Ward stood near a large digital map of the galaxy. Small blue lights marked confirmed human deep space assets. There were more than the council knew. More than even some governments knew. Her assistant approached her quietly. "The council is requesting an emergency session," he said. "They want answers." Dr. Ward gave a small thoughtful nod. "They are not asking for answers," she replied. "They are asking for reassurance." At that same moment, Vanguard began moving again. Not toward enemy territory. Not toward the Dominion. But toward open galactic space. Its engines activated softly. A calm and steady glow surrounded the ship. In the council chamber, alarms did not sound this time. But tension rose sharply. "Where is it going?" someone asked. "It is approaching neutral space," an analyst answered. "That region has no military value." "Exactly," another leader whispered. They feared a larger fleet might appear. They feared hidden human stations beyond known borders. Rumors began spreading quickly among lower-rank systems. Some claimed humans had built dozens of vanguards. Some believed Earth had already developed faster technology than the oldest empires. Uncertainty is powerful. And the galaxy was now uncertain. Inside Vanguard, the human crew worked quietly. Their mission was not invasion. Their mission was not conquest. It was presence. A message without words. Back in the council chamber, the final decision was made. Humanity's classification was updated again. Independent military power. Technological status. Unrestricted. Strategic risk level. High. The words glowed brightly on every official record. No one in the chamber smiled. No one laughed. They had tried to guide humanity. They had tried to limit them. But in doing so, they had forced humans to grow alone. And now the galaxy faced something new. A civilization that did not ask for protection. A civilization that built strength quietly. A civilization that no longer needed approval. As Vanguard disappeared into deep space once more, only one thought echoed silently through the Galactic Council. If this was what humans revealed openly, what else were they still hiding? The galaxy waited for humanity's next move. Some expected war. Some expected expansion. Some believed Earth would now demand power. But days passed in silence. Vanguard did not attack. Human fleets did not cross foreign borders. There were no threats. No ultimatums. Only quiet observation. Inside the Galactic Council chamber, leaders gathered once again for an emergency session. This time, there was no laughter. No arrogance. Only caution. A request had been sent to Earth for formal communication. To the Council's surprise, humanity accepted immediately. The central chamber lights dimmed as a holographic image formed in the air. Dr. Elena Ward appeared before the galaxy. She stood calm and straight. Her expression steady. Behind her was not a war room. Not a display of weapons. But a simple background of Earth from orbit. Blue. Peaceful. Alive. No dramatic music. No aggressive tone. Just quiet strength. "You asked for dialogue," she began. Her voice was clear and controlled. "We are here." The chamber remained silent. One senior council leader spoke carefully. "Humanity has developed technology outside agreed galactic limits," he said. "You did not follow council supervision." Dr. Ward nodded slightly. "That is correct," she replied. "We followed our own path." A small wave of discomfort moved through the chamber. Another leader leaned forward. "Do you intend to challenge the balance of power?" he asked directly. Dr. Ward paused for a moment. Then she answered calmly. "We intend to protect ourselves." No anger. No pride. Only fact. "We asked for equal partnership," she continued. "We were given limits. We were laughed at." The words were simple, but they carried weight. In response, we built independently. We will not invade. We will not conquer. But we will never again be controlled. Data from the Karthing battle appeared in the center of the chamber. The single controlled strike. The disabled flagship. The spared fleet. "We demonstrated restraint," she said. "We chose not to destroy." That was intentional. The council members understood the message clearly. Humanity had power, but also discipline. That combination was more dangerous than aggression alone. Across the galaxy, other systems watched the broadcast live. Smaller civilizations saw hope. Stronger empires saw caution. Dr. Ward gave her final statement. "Respect is mutual," she said. "Treat humanity as equal, and we will stand as allies. Treat us as inferior, and we will stand alone." The chamber remained silent for several long seconds. Then the senior council leader slowly stood. "For the stability of the galaxy," he said carefully. "The council recognizes humanity as a sovereign military power. Earth is granted a permanent seat in this chamber." The words echoed across the hall. History had changed. Not through war. Not through destruction. But through strength shown at the right moment. On Earth, people around the world watched the decision in awe. There were no celebrations in the streets. Only quiet pride. Vanguard returned to Earth's orbit without fanfare. Its mission complete. In deep space, border patrols adjusted their routes. Not to avoid humanity, but to coordinate with them. The galaxy had learned something important. Humans did not seek domination. They sought dignity, and they were willing to build alone to protect it. Far above the planet, stars continued to shine peacefully. But this time, they shone on a civilization no longer underestimated. They had laughed at Earth's failed prototype. They had called it a joke. But the real creation was never the ship on the launch pad. The real creation was humanity's resolve. And that was something the entire galaxy would never ignore again.